Mindset, uplift, manifest, momentum, mindset, uplift, manifest, momentum, mindset, uplift, manifest.
Welcome into the show. It's the Runners Live. It is 3/25, March 25th, 2021. You are running with the Runners. I got my good brother here as always, Ricardo Hamilton. Ricardo, are you sick of winning yet?
Who gonna get tired of winning? Come on now. I'm feeling good, Mike. I'm feeling good. Another beautiful day, another progressive day. You know, another Runners Live show where we're bringing value and content to the people during this time of uncertainty, man. We putting assets in their hand and cash flow, so it's next level.
It's all good, brother. So listen, guys, tonight could be for anyone in the entire world, anyone, especially in the United States of America. I watched Robert Kiyosaki's show today about how to avoid taxes or how to pay less taxes. So if you want to pay less taxes, this is the show for you. So tonight we're going to talk about why everybody needs a home-based business, period. And this started because on our team training, John mentioned that some people might be turned off by having a home-based business. That might scare a lot of people. It seems like, what do I do? I don't know. It's a business, taxes, you know. And so that's why I wanted to cover this tonight, because without a doubt, you know, I want people to know everyone, literally everyone, needs a home-based business in 2021, period. Maybe it's not a home-based business we're in. That's fine. I don't care. Maybe it's not 7K. Great. You know, if that's, you do you. If you don't like gold and silver and you don't get, you know, money that's been around for 10,000 plus years, that's fine. But as I try to help people, Ricardo, and, you know, I do my nonprofit and we try to reach out to people, the bottom line is, if you want to get wealthy, every person needs a home-based business, period. So before we get into the markets, Ricardo, just, you know, maybe your quick intro into your thoughts on a home-based business and why it's so important, no matter what business it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're relying on one stream of income, you're a disaster waiting to happen, right? You should never rely on one stream of income. I think most of us, you know, coming out of high school or college, right, we've got a job, and then we probably went to another job. We probably lost a job before. You know, most people have done multiple jobs before, and there have been time periods where their money was a little funny, you know. And so tonight we want to talk about, you know, not getting a second job, not going back to school to get in debt in hopes of getting employed again, right? We want to talk about why everybody should have a home-based business.
No, and I remember, you know, as a teacher, I became a DJ in 2010 because I was like, all right, what can I do to make more money? I don't want to get another job. And I had no idea home-based business exists. I had no idea about network marketing or the internet. I mean, the internet was, you know, way different back then. But I wish I knew what I knew now. So that's why we are here every night trying to teach people, you know, how you can get a home-based business, and no matter what it is. And the real key is follow your passion, you know, whatever it is you're into, video games, Pokemon, basketball, crypto, home design, fashion. I don't care what it is. Find a home-based business that works for you. That's our real message tonight. So Ricardo, I think you might be freezing up a little bit.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something happen there. I'm not sure how much of you caught, but did you catch some of it, or you want me?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're back. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, folks. I mean, real quick for what I just said. Look, you know, if you're relying on one stream of income, you're a disaster waiting to happen. You know, everybody should have a home-based business, not necessarily a second job, not necessarily going back to school, getting into debt in hopes of getting a better job or increasing your pay. But everybody should have a home-based business because of the advantages, because of the flexibility, because of your options, okay? And it being an additional stream of income that you don't have to necessarily trade your time in for, where you actually have to physically do something, but where you can benefit later on because of those activities. So we want to talk about that tonight. You know, not just any specific business, but in general, everybody should have a home-based business.
All right. So as always, real quick on the markets, gold is up 0.05% at 1726. Silver at 25.15, Ricardo. We went up 0.41% today. So for those of you keeping track of things in dollars, there you go. Bitcoin down a little bit at 15.52. Looking at the crypto market, we had a great dip here, a sale on assets. Ethereum at 1626, BNB at 242, Cardano at 112, Polkadot at 3073. Theta still in the top 10 at 1344. And I am shocked, Ricardo. You know, I was hoping Theta would dip more.
Yeah, me too.
And it just, like,
yeah,
a mainnet being postponed 2 months, like, I was like, oh, this is going to drop to, as you guys know, I love Theta. I was like, Theta's got to drop below 10. It's got to, like,
10.
And then, nope, like, it's
the raging bull right back up.
Like, I was shocked. I was like, come on, guys, really? 1073 is the lowest we can get. And then just right back up. People like, it's the future. I don't care. I'm going to keep mine anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sign. You know, when you see the market tanking like that, and you see what this asset has done over time, you would think that it was, you know, overvalued, or it went up too high, too fast. And, you know, for us to have a significant correction, and now it's back in, you know, bullish territory, just shows you that it's solid. You know, it's solid. And, you know, people are behind this asset.
I mean, 1443 of the mainnet's here, and then the whole market tanks. They postpone it, and it just goes to 1073 for like a millisecond, and then it's boom right back up to 1338. Like, it doesn't care.
Yeah.
So again, I am underestimating Theta, Ricardo. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I should not do that anymore. So guys, the key here is just get educated. You know, we're not going to crypto tonight, but it's a new asset class. You got to get into it. So here's the key, guys. And this is, you know, we can't play this video, but when I was learning and understanding financial literacy, Dave Ramsey probably gave me the worst advice I ever did and followed. And I know a lot of you love Dave Ramsey. He's a great guy. I'm sure he's helped lots of people. But I think a lot of what he teaches is not good. I prefer Robert Kiyosaki all day long. I've watched him for countless hours, and I can't find any holes in what he teaches. And I'm literally just trying to emulate what he has done. Because to me, he's changed my life. Like, if I ever get to, I'm going to meet Robert Kiyosaki. I just manifested that. But if I ever get to meet Robert Kiyosaki, I would just say thank you. Thank you for being consistent and clear. And a lot of people will give him crap and say, oh, you're not telling me all these details about what to invest in and do all that. And he's always like, listen, this is an education show. So I've watched this video countless times. And this is old school. This is like 90s Robert Kiyosaki. And he, in this video, Ricardo, he talks about a realtor he knew. And the realtor said, when someone came to him and said, I want to buy a house, he would not sell them a house. He would help them get a home-based business, because he knew that if he got them a home-based business, they would be able to buy a bigger house down the road. Because if they had a home-based business, they would get independence, they would get tax write-offs, they would learn to think for themselves, and they would have more money down the road to buy a bigger house. So that was his like first step of like, if you want to be, you know, a buyer from me and I'm a realtor, I'm going to make sure you get a home-based business, whatever it is, doesn't matter. So in this video, he talks about how you have to have one to have freedom for multiple reasons. So this is what it comes down to, guys. It's the cash. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't showing my screen. So this is the video, okay? Why Everyone Should Have a Home-Based Business by Robert Kiyosaki. And he goes into this. So it comes down to this. It's the cash flow quadrant. It is like when I was a teacher, this was the central tenet. Every day with my students, we talked about the cash flow quadrant and why you have to get to the right side of money. So Ricardo, I've already said this enough. I want to get from you, just break down the cash flow quadrant and why people need to understand it if they want to be free.
Yeah, I mean, the schooling system didn't teach us this. The schooling system really didn't teach me, I know, and most people about passive and residual income. They taught you earned income. The school system was designed for you to be an employee. Well, it says an employee always looking for a secure job with good benefits and promotions need to have a stable paycheck. So they have a job, right? That's an employee. They're overtaxed. They're underpaid. They don't live their best life because, you're working for somebody else. You're building somebody else's dream, but also you have a mindset of complacency, right? Then you have self-employed. Self-employed person, they seek safety and adapt the following maximum. If you want to do it right, do it yourself. So those are the go-getters who, want to, be active, in their income. A lot of those people go to commission type based jobs because they realize that, hey, I'm a little better than an employee. I got a little more skill, a little more talent. And, if I was on a commission or something of that nature, I'll make some more money. But it's really those who employ systems. It's those who are business owners and investors that are having true time, location, financial freedom, legacy, wealth. Okay. It's business owners. They always keep an eye on good systems. They have people working for them. Okay. It was, what's his name? That said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Right. J. Paul Getty. And of course, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you'll work until you die. Warren Buffett. Right. But it's the investors who make money work for them. They have all the time and money. So this cash flow quadrant is pretty much saying, look, you're going to fall into one of these categories. You have a choice. That's what's so powerful now. You have a choice. Okay. You're either going to be an employee, self-employed, which is a specialist, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever have you. Then you have your business owners. Okay. And then you have your investors. So what we as the runners are doing, we're choosing to be on the right side of the cash flow quadrant because we want to create legacy. We want to build generational wealth. We want to have assets. We want to have cash flow. We want to have time and location freedom. Okay. And this is why we get excited about sharing this information because most people are just looking for the right opportunity. Well, this is why we get excited about, what we're leveraging because we're dealing with physical, real assets. We're dealing with solid systems that create a residual and passive income using centralized and decentralized systems. So the sooner people wake up to the ability of being on the right side of the quadrant and finding the right opportunity, like what the runners are leveraging, the sooner they'll find themselves not only creating wealth for themselves, but for their loved ones and generations to come.
So the other day, Ricardo, I posted about it takes one risk taker to create generational wealth. And, I grew up, I had a great education. I went to college. I was a teacher in history, government, economics. I didn't know any of this. It completely escaped me. If I had not read Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2001, I might not be here. So, what Robert did with that one book was change multiple, like millions of people's perspectives on money, finance, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, guys, I can't tell you enough of wherever you're at. I know lots of people doing well and they're still working. A couple of the guys I went to Vegas with are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're all working. but they're still working. And they're still going to have to keep working.
And if they stop, their income probably will stop, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the key, guys, is do you want freedom, or do you want to continue trading your time for money? Like, and this is why, Ricardo, maybe we should even have this every night of teaching the cash flow quadrant, because it is that important. And so going to well, actually, let me focus on this, because I want to take a crack at this, Ricardo, is guys, it comes down to freedom. Do you want freedom, and do you want time? When you are on the left here and you're an employee and you're self-employed, you have no time and you have very little freedom. I'm trying to teach people to get to the right side of money, where you are a business owner and an investor. I don't care what that is. Maybe gold and silver and 7K isn't for you. That's fine. My goal is to teach people to find a home-based business where they can start getting the benefits of being a business owner, period. Like, that's what my goal will be with my nonprofit, is to get every single person in Greenville becoming a business owner, period, in anything that they want, whether I benefit from it or not. I don't care. And an investor is a no-brainer. We see the stock market at an all-time high, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency at an all-time high, real estate at an all-time high, because these people are investing. Please, please, please stop saving in dollars. You are guaranteed to lose if you're doing that. So, Ricardo, the next thing that, again, people don't get, and this is, the inspiration for tonight was I watched a Kiyosaki video today where he had, Tom Wheelwright on and other guys talking about how 401ks are scams and how they basically, you take the risk and get no reward. And we're not going to get into taxes and all that. But guys, you have to understand taxes. You have to understand what the rich do. You can hate Donald Trump. You can hate Jeff Bezos. But the point is, they pay lower taxes because they are on the right side of money. If you are working for money, you are losing. Like, I don't know how more plainly to put it. Sure, keep working your job. That's fine. But you have to start transitioning to the right side of money, especially when, right, last night, Ricardo, the stimulus is coming in. You're going to get money. Take that. Get to the right side and whatever it is. So, Ricardo, just kind of, I know what's going on here of, the taxes, getting to the right side of money. What do people need to know to win in 2021?
Well, the best thing that I would say is, there's no such thing as a free lunch. There is no such thing as, hey, the government is just going to give us $1,400 to, all the Americans or whoever qualifies. There's no such thing as, hey, we're going to get $2,000 a month. Oh, who cares about unemployment? They're going to just kick out food stamps. And no, folks, it's unsustainable. Somebody has to pay for that. Every dollar that's created in circulation is debt that has to be paid back. And on top of that is interest. Okay. And so who pays the debt? Who pays the interest is the government. And who is the government for? The people, by the people, right? So who pays the taxes? It's the people. And it's the employees and the self-employed that are paying the heaviest of taxes, right? And then the interest. So what we are in, this environment that we're in, taxes are going to come. They're coming. They're already talking about it. Okay. And you want to make sure you make it through this decade. Okay. 2030. Okay. That's their agenda. 2030, by 2030, they believe that they can have everything in place for what they got planned out for you. So I hope you realize that we got a little more time. Okay. We got some more time, and you want to get your paperwork in place. You want to get your money in place. Okay. You want to have a business, okay, and assets, all right, because of the times that we're in. You want to be prepared, and this is what we're doing as the runners. we're preparing the best way that we can, okay, for this new economy, for this new reality, to where we're having options and not going to be subject to the terms and conditions that are being forced upon the world. We want options, and the best way to do that is getting your paperwork together, having assets, business, and cash flow.
And Ricardo, I mean, you nailed it there. Is like, listen, guys, I could talk politics all day, and it's fun to a certain level, but at the end, who cares? Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever. Like, worry about you and your own economy. And like, guys, I'm being dead serious here. You have to have a home-based business in 2021. Every person, anywhere in America, I don't know how the world works with it, but for sure in America, period. I don't care what it is. Find something you love, get a home-based business. If you try to make profit, that's the key from the IRS, from all the tax advisors we've talked to. If you are trying to make a profit, you can write things off. So in the video I watched today, Ricardo, with Robert Kiyosaki, people were like, oh, I'm working from home now, so can't I write this off? And Tom was like, no, because you're employed. If you were independent and had your own business, yeah, write it off, right? Like Alan mentioned, oh, we write everything off.
Yeah.
Like, this is the secrets the wealthy don't want you to know.
Yeah.
But you have to be self-employed or have a home-based business.
Yeah.
You don't got to crush it. You don't got to make thousands of dollars doing your home-based business. You need to try to make a profit to avoid paying taxes legally, 100%. You don't want to do under the table. You don't want to avoid payments. Like, that's the poor mind thinking. And Robert talked about that. Like, he hired someone to do something. They're like, oh no, I don't want a 1099. Like, give me cash under the table. And I'm a good Christian man. I want to avoid taxes. And Robert's like, no, like, we do things legally. Like, that's the thing, guys. You don't break the law. Please don't. Do things legally. The tax code is set up to help people create jobs and cash flow by doing what the government doesn't want to do. So don't try to, again, we want to be 100% completely legal and compliant, because the tax code is set up to help people and help people win when you are on the right side of money. So you don't have to give people cash. You don't have to do anything illegal. Don't do that at all. Do everything 100% legal and compliant by getting a good tax advisor and being on the right side of money. So, we got Mark Pyers chiming in. Let's see this, Ricardo. This is valuable information here. Only the tax uninformed self-employed people are paying 6% additional federal income taxes. A tax-informed self-employed business owner pays little to zero in income taxes. And last night, Mark talked about how, basically what him and his wife had bought in gold and silver with 7K, they saved in their taxes because they have a home-based business and they understand the systems that the wealthy use. So Ricardo, we're almost done here tonight, but we know Mark, his wisdom is amazing, but drive home the point of this episode tonight. What do people need to know?
Yeah, I mean, so taxes are inevitable. They say there's only debt and taxes, right? Two things you can't avoid, as they say. And in this economy that we're moving in, you just want to be in position. You just want to have options. It's just like Mike said. There's somebody who said, hey, I'm working from home. Am I able to write this off now? No, because you're an employee. You're working for somebody else. You're not a business owner. You're not a 1099. You're not even a contractor, right? And so if you want to be able to reduce your tax exposure, and if you do understand that the more paper they print, the more they're coming after you for taxes on the infrastructure bill, stimulus bill, whatever else they're going to do to print this paper up, They got to tax somebody for it. Somebody got to pay for it. It's the American people, okay? The American people is what gives this government value. Their ability to borrow and tax is what gives the credibility to the United States, because they have citizens who are going to continue to pay the tax, okay? And then they can borrow as much as they want. So sum it up, everybody should have a home-based business, point blank period. Doesn't matter necessarily what it is, but I will tell you for one thing, the best home-based business that I know is dealing with physical gold and silver. Because why not have your product be an asset? I can do cell phones, I can do, you know, makeup, lotion, potion, pill, or I can deal with money. I can deal with constitutional money, God money, real money, gold and silver, and then have an asset that appreciates, that still gives me write-offs and deductions, and I create a cash flow from saving, okay? As far as I'm concerned, that's the best type of business that you could be in, especially in this economy where they're rigging the price of these assets lower, okay? There's value here. Yes, thank you, J.P. Morgan, Jamie.
Thank you, banksters.
Right? Yes, because even now, I called Mike this morning. I say, Mike, I need this 100-ounce bar, man. It's on sale. They keep knocking down the price of silver. Let me get some money through the Sound Money wallet. I'm going to send you a check or something. Folks, you got to get these assets right now. Right now, it's just like Theta. You guys love us and appreciate us for that Theta call. We said Theta $2, $4, $5. Get Theta. Theta up $13 right now. Folks, it's the same thing with silver. I know it probably doesn't look attractive. I know that numismatic coin every single month don't seem attractive. But trust me, it's the billionaires that you won't even know is a billionaire, because they're not wearing all the name brand and designer and trying to look like they are billionaires. You know what I mean? It's those assets that aren't as flashy right now, the gold and silver, that they're knocking down the price and making it look like it's nothing. Those are the assets that you want to hold. That's the guarantee. That's the real value. No point in history has gold and silver ever been zero. Okay? There's no point in history. We have, you know, centuries of records to show that there's value in this. During times of war, financial crisis, plagues, pandemics, gold and silver all over the world. Look, I love crypto. You know we recommend crypto. But crypto is a baby in the monetary system. It's new. There is no telling. They say Ray Dalio right now says that he thinks that they're gonna ban Bitcoin. Right? That's Ray Dalio. Okay. Now, is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. I mean, now will that go against the will of the people and whatnot? You know, that's up for debate. But the point is, gold and silver will always be money all around the world. Great. Asia, Africa, Europe, Americas, gold and silver, especially when you're looking at inflationary and hyperinflationary environments like Venezuela right now. Okay, 1 ounce of gold in Venezuela is over 3 billion bolivars. 3 billion is 1 ounce of 1 ounce of gold. Okay, they print too much paper, folks. So look, everybody need a home-based business. Excuse me, everybody need a home-based business.
All right, there's so many good comments here. Let me take a couple. So Andre, I think, as far as I know, one of the first associates in New Zealand. But so I was watching Robert Kiyosaki's thing, and everything's different. You know, you got to find a good tax person in your country, but essentially it's the same. The people on the right side of money win. The people on the left side lose. So the key, Andre, in New Zealand is find a good tax person. And then Mark Pyers here just nails it. You know, this is it, guys. Here's the drive home, take home message. As a business owner, the tax code incentivizes you to have a business by letting you write off your lifestyle. Yet the school system teaches you to get a job. This is huge. This is huge as a teacher for 16 years. None of this is taught in the school system, in the curriculum, to be a business owner. It's taught for you to get a job because then you pay taxes and you're part of the system. Think about it. Who's the wealthiest people in the world? Those with jobs or a business? So that's the central question tonight, guys. Do you want a job or do you want a business? Is a business scarier? Does it require more responsibility for you to take control of your own life? Of course. If you want to take orders, if you want to trade your time for money, there's jobs out there you can go and get. But when you're ready to control your life and manifest what you want, you need to get a home-based business, in any business that you think you love and you can be successful in.
Yeah, passion about it is key. I think we have a lot of success in precious metals because we really believe in the freedom, that these assets have, and the track record and the value, of gold and silver. We're passionate about it, folks. In anything that you're passionate about, people will feel that passion, and it's going to be easier to help them understand your passion and for them to, go along with you in what it is that you're providing. Everybody needs a home-based business, and especially you need to have physical gold and silver in this economy. There's no other way to put it. You gotta have it. You gotta have physical, and that's why 7K in the Sound Money wallet, that's the best place to get it. Okay, because those silver eagles and gold eagles are non-reportable. So once again, we're talking about reducing your tax exposure. Okay, well, if you got some cash, you turned it into some silver or gold eagles. Okay, they're non-reportable.
And so the last thing I'll say tonight, Ricardo, is give them the 1-2 punch. Find your passion. You got 7K as your real money, right? 7K is a vehicle for you to help you realize your dreams because it's real money. So whatever it is that you're into, get a home-based business. But consider the best real money business I've ever seen in my life. Last word from Mark Pyers. The tax savings aren't so much an advantage. They are the rewards the wealthy set up for themselves. You have to understand, if it wasn't for the internet, this knowledge would still be hidden. Without a doubt. I mean, I have a degree. I have a master's. I'm supposed to be some sort of guru. But I didn't learn what I know and I'm teaching you from the education system. I learned it from the internet. I learned it from YouTube. I learned it from people like Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote books and makes videos online, or Denzel Rodriguez with Infinite Banking. Guys, Ricardo, we haven't even talked about IBC, becoming your own bank. I mean, when we get into this, people's minds are going to be blown. If you don't know what this book is, you are missing out. And I'm not even ready to share it yet because I know most people aren't ready for it. So, guys, I'm super pumped about where we're going and where we're headed. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard, dropping knowledge, helping people and change the world one family at a time. Ricardo, anything else you want to say tonight? Because we winning, bro.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say is when understanding taxes too is that, the Federal Reserve was set up in 1913. And because of the Federal Reserve is here, it's a private banking cartel that prints the United States currency. All right. Well, we got to pay that back. And we got to pay that back plus interest. And then the year after, in 1914, the IRS was set up to collect the tax. Now, of course, the wealthy are not going to tax themselves. So they've made loopholes and ways for them to get out of paying taxes. And like Mark Pyers and Mike just said, because of the internet, this information is available to us today. But, the tax code is written for the wealthy. The tax code is written for business owners. The tax code is not written for employees. The taxes are for the employees to pay. Right? And the reason they didn't teach us this is because they didn't need entrepreneurs. They didn't need dreamers. They didn't need thinkers. They needed doers. They needed robots. They needed people working in the factories during the industrial era. So they created, mandatory schooling and sitting in the row and following teachers and the bell and going to lunch at a certain time and, having to do this structure. Okay, that's what it was about, the industrial era. And we're out of the industrial era. And so now they have to change the economy. Now they have to change the way you live and operate. And they're trying to figure out how to do that without exposing the lie that you were born into. So they're trying to, and that's what's taking place. And, thank God for the internet. Thank God for that,
No, and 100%, when I talk to my parents, I'm like, listen, I get it. They don't know. I mean, I'm older than you, Ricardo.
Yes.
So I grew up where literally there was no internet. Like, there was no way to know anything. It was just what you were told until like at least the late 90s, if you knew what you were doing, but kind of really now, right? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
So that's why we're here every night, bringing you guys the knowledge, the truth. And thank you so much for everyone's support. We're going to keep crushing it. We will see you guys tomorrow. And, guys, it's assets over liabilities. It's that simple. Cash flow quadrant. Get a home-based business in 2021. Move to the right side of money and get assets over liabilities. If you remember those two things in your entire life, you will win when it comes to money.
All right.
I'm good, bro. You good?
I'm good, brother. Hey, lace up. Let's get wealthy. I'm out.